Good evening, people. How are we all doing? How's it going? I'm just kind of waiting for the live to populate. I'm going to be having a chat about like different energies like static and ions, and why is it important in the field of paranormal investigating. Um, all will be explained. Hello, Badger. I've just seen your name pop up in the chat. How's it going? Good evening. Good evening. There's going to be a few bits of equipment that I will talk about. They are based on one of my theories, and I think Tony shares the same theory. But while we're waiting for people to pop in, just take a look. So if you want to go check us out, we are on Discord. Somebody will give you the link because the link actually runs out. You get a couple of hours to use it. Also, TikTok, go check us out. PSI_paranormal. So we do put some short videos up there, some stupid ones as well. So it's all for a bit of fun. Go take a look, guys. Good evening. How are we? Got a few things to look at. As I said, I was waiting for a few more people to pop in, but I might just start looking at one now. Good evening, Babs. How are you doing? I saw that the pictures you sent. I thought they looked really cool. The updates on Robert the Doll. They look brilliant. That one, what you're making, absolutely brilliant. Hello, Bruce. How are you? I'm all right. Good evening, Mike. I think we're kind of experiencing a bit of lag tonight. I don't know why. The signal's lagging. Running from desktop as well, so I don't know why that's happening, but it's happening. Good evening. I'm keeping well. Yeah, same to you, Bruce, as well. Positive thoughts. It helps, doesn't it? It makes the world go around a lot easier. I think Mike's still on a train coming home from work. Did you see one of the short videos I put up? What's occurring? I don't know. I'm going to take a look at a few bits of equipment and explain why I think it's important in the paranormal field and not enough people use it. I'm going to be taking a look at, like I said just then, I've been playing around with a plasma generator. You've probably seen the short I made and put it on YouTube. It also reacts. I can link it to my mobile as well and play music through the actual electricity, if you like, the plasma. So we'll have a look at that in a second. I've also got like a miniature Van de Graaff generator as well, which is really cool. It sure does. I try my best to be kind to all, no matter what. We are all adults and we need to work together. Exactly, Bruce. Brilliant. So I keep the Van de Graaff thing in this old case. This was my uncle's. He's now in a care home. He's completely. It's not a very nice thing to say. He doesn't know who he is or anybody is, but this had some of his records in. It's really old thing, and he used to take this with him. He was in the RAF. He used to take this around. I think that's one of his numbers on the top there. So I've got the case. And I keep the little Van de Graaff generator in here, as well as the plasma ball. Don't think that's got batteries in at the minute. There's some down there. All right, might be able to get this working. Found some batteries. Bing there. Yeah, good evening, Badger. Has it got any batteries in? No. So, what have I done to it? This is a little plasma ball, what I kind of put together. I did buy the plasma ball. I took it to bits without breaking the ball part itself, because that contains the gas, which I don't want to lose. It's got like a little Tesla coil that excites the gas, and you get all the weird spark things. I do lay that about because that generates positive and negative ions. I've got some batteries. I'll put some batteries in it. I'll show you it working. In the bottom of here. So one, well, it's a few different theories really, kind of rolled into one. In the earlier days of PSI, I used to do a lot by myself, going around cemeteries, graveyards on a night, and other haunted locations, which was a daft thing to do by myself, but I did it. This was back in like 2005, and I used to get a lot of drains, battery drains, like even from the good batteries, the Duracells, and these are the ones I get from Aldi now. And the rechargeables, they go straight away. And I'm thinking, why are my batteries draining straight away? Is it the equipment? Is it the cameras? Faulty cameras causing too much of a drain and draining the batteries. But no, I used to take the cameras out with me on days out with the family, with the kids, take photographs during the day, and it was fine. Going to cemetery on a night, they would last 2 minutes, brand new batteries as well. Good evening, Matt. You're watching at 1.5 speed. Hope everyone's well. Are the ghost hunting videos real? Eli, which ghost hunting videos? We're not ghost hunters. We're actually investigators. You find that PSI cover more experiments and try and get to the bottom of why it's happening, what's causing it. Is there any man-made kind of reason for this thing to be happening? Anyway, yeah, in the early days, my batteries were getting drained. And I think this is where my head starts to work. And I would think, why are my batteries getting drained? Oh, shit, they're the wrong size. I've got some AAAs somewhere. What's going on inside a battery? That's what I would think. If, that type of energy exists where it's going to drain equipment, batteries, what's happening? What's going on? It's a lot, I think, is a lot to do with yourself, with the way you're feeling. Most people, you're on edge. If you're by yourself in the graveyard at night, some people are scared more than others. So, you're alert. It's kind of that energy, what fear creates. But why the batteries? Why the batteries? Why the batteries getting drained? So then I would think, well, what's going on with the batteries? So when you use a battery in a piece of equipment, I'll get some AAAs while I'm saying this. There's a few things going on with those batteries scientifically. So there's chemical reactions going on in those batteries, putting it simple. I've got some spare ones here I can put in that. So the chemical reaction, there's a bit of, it's the ions it's creating, like positive ions. And I realized, in a lot of things what were going on through the years, there's been this pattern of ions, ions probably being what I'm thinking. This is one of my theories. You don't have to believe it. It's just what I'm thinking. positive ions especially, are the type of energy that these spirits need to manifest to do something. Hello, Callum. How are you doing? The bell's rung. Eli, which video are still? So the moderator's talking caps. So if somebody's talking with capital letters, you know that they are moderators. And if they need to get me, I'd go straight to the capital letters straight away because I know it's a mod. It's our Spookfest. Hello. So yeah, batteries are getting drained. And this is my theory that these spirits, if they exist, are draining them because they need that energy to manifest or to come through somehow and give you a sign that they're there. So that's what's happening in a battery. You've got a chemical reaction going on when it's turned on in a piece of kit. So then I thought, instead of spending a fortune on batteries, why don't we develop some equipment what could help manifest spirit or feed that spirit, if you like, the type of energy it needs. There we go, that's on. Turn the light off in a sec, you'll be able to see it better. And one of the early theories I came up with plasma ball, just leave that running. We did it in Derby jail. As soon as that had gone for about an hour, things started happening. And I thought, well, it's maybe not enough. Maybe not enough energy to feed the spirit to help them manifest, if you like. You're being in Sheffield on the canal. Excellent, Callum. It's been a nice day for it. Do I think spirits exist? I've seen things I cannot explain. Are the spirits? I don't know what they are. I have personally seen them, and so have a few people who've been with us, but we've never captured them on camera. Not that I'm aware of fully, anyway. So yeah, one of my theories is spirits or the energy, whatever it is, needs positive ions to kind of, manifest more, to be more there, to exist, if you like, on a stronger level. But I thought, well, that's maybe not enough. And then we had the old Derby jail thing where we obviously spent over an hour talking to Richard Felix, and he's pretty switched on with it. The stone tape theory, and it's one of the theories we actually believe as well, that surrounding materials can hold energy or things like a tape recorder, something what's happened. It's kind of what a residual haunting is. It doesn't interact with you. You might see somebody walk through a wall and vanish. It's a residual haunting, and put that down to, or one of the theories is the stone tape theory, where the surrounding material, the brickwork especially, contains like micro quartz crystals, like in the brickwork, depending what type of brick it is and things, or the floor or the ceiling, depending how old the buildings are. And you got to remember, this is just a theory. So Richard Felix, he had two metal prongs drilled into the wall, into the Derby jail wall, because he owns it. And he would connect it to electricity and inject the walls with electricity, which is really dangerous. And he thought that would maybe help wake up those crystals and maybe activate a haunting, if there is any, which was a good theory. Everything's worth a try. But when we went, I decided to take like a tiny Van de Graaff generator. I know I'm going on a bit, but if I don't, I'll forget what I'm talking about. And it is a very tiny one. So that's it. You can buy these from Amazon. It's basically, there's a motor and a rubber band, spins round really quick, generates static. There's an earth wire on the back. I connect a longer wire to like a radiator to air fit, and there's like a little wire on the top there, a little copper wire, and I've got the Red Bull can. It sticks to the top because there's a sucker on the top, and I sellotape the little wire on the top to the can, and that becomes charged with static. And if you put your finger in it when it's running, you'll get a shock. I've done it loads of times. You have to check the Derby Jail videos out. That makes a bit of a noise, but when it's on, that's create static. So we use that as well to try fill the room with static, maybe help charge these quartz crystals, what's in the brickwork. It's just a theory. I need to catch up on some of these messages. Callum's going out. He's bought some batteries. It's nice weather. Yeah, Callum, get yourself out, but stay safe. Try and take somebody with you. It just exists rare to have the real experience. I've seen things I know spiritual. One shadow. Do I stream regularly? We used to. We've had a lot going on just recently with work, both of us, problems at home, things, but we're sorting it out now. It's nearly all sorted. So we'll be getting out a lot more. The weather's here. We used to stream 2 or 3 times a week. And Tony generally does it once or twice on the TikTok channel as well. Hi, Ben. I'm incredibly underrated. Yeah, I often think that. My head's going to go that big in a minute. So with the rock holding energy, I was bring some gold on investigation. It holds energy. And it's a good conductor, is gold. Yeah. But what I'm talking about is inside the brick, there's tiny little quartz crystals. And I don't know if you know this. Well, some of you probably already know it. They're starting to use little quartz crystals to store information on. And I don't know how they do it. It's with some sort of kind of laser machine. And they've done it with a tiny quartz about that big, a flat, about 1/2 inch big bit of quartz, flat. It looks like glass. And they've put the full King James Bible on it, the Old and New Testament. So you can store a hell of a lot of information on quartz or in quartz. So that's why the stone tape theory is a good theory. So yeah, we have the Van de Graaff generator running. This is generating sparks, and we leave it running until the batteries die. So that kind of charges the room with static. But we've gone even one better. So we've got the plasma ball, and we've got the little micro Van de Graaff generator. So I don't know if you can see it working there on the camera. That's doing its thing as well as alongside the Van de Graaff generator. It's all about generating static and positive ions. So once that's running, we then move on to what we've only just got recently, because I totally forgot to get one, and I've recently just bought it. So this is you've probably seen these on the internet as well. Very dangerous things, these. So you don't want to be touching them when they're turned on. So these plug into the wall. So they're being fed with 240 volts if you're in the UK. It gets extremely hot. That's why you can probably see the metal heat sink inside. That takes a lot of the heat up. It's a Tesla coil, basically. Where's the needle gone? It has a needle coming out the top. If you've seen the little short video I put up, you'll know what I mean. Where is it? So this is what generates all the sparks. Little tiny needle what screws into the top of it. I'm not going to turn this on because not only is it very dangerous, if I touch it when it's on, it'll probably throw me across the room. But I'm in a smallish room. and if they're left on for too long, they can create ozone, which is toxic. So we don't leave it on too long. So yeah, that's where you get the sparks coming out and things. You can change the wavelength and all sorts, the length of the like plasma or little tiny lightning strikes, if you like. Yeah, so that's the next one, and I can actually Bluetooth signals from my mobile. I have a tone generator, what we use normally to a Bluetooth speaker, but this acts as a speaker. It plays the tones because we play hertz frequency on location, and the reason I do that is we still don't know what the perfect frequency is to generate, but we've gone and cycled through most of them from 1 hertz all the way up to 20,000, if not higher. You know, the hertz frequencies go that high you can't hear it. Only probably a dog could. And that is another theory of mine, which is why I do that, is to waken up these crystals, what we spoke about in the brickwork, instead of using static or positive charged ions. Vibration, if you hit that frequency where you can vibrate at the same as what a quartz crystal vibrates at, you technically could cause that crystal to vibrate and wake up whatever's going on if it's holding any kind of residual haunting. And these are all theories, which is why I do it. We love the experiments. But yeah, this has got a Bluetooth attached thing to it, so I can Bluetooth the tones from my phone. And this actually acts as a speaker. The sound comes out of the plasma, which is cool. I'm going to do a lot more short videos with this, and that little spike on there, I'm going to be sticking stuff on it and kind of seeing how it reacts to thousands of kilowatt, basically, because I do stupid stuff like that. I know, like stone moving water can help with paranormal activity. So when water's flowing over gold and silver, I believe it could cause more energy. I know it's a theory that there seems to be a lot of paranormal activity around like water. I think it's still got to be proven, hasn't it? But I do know it is a theory. Try playing ghost hunting video games to rate how realistic they are. Eli, right? I tell you what, I will be getting a new desktop computer soon. Basically for all the editing. What I use, this computer, what I'm on now, is not really brand new. I need it. I could do with an update. But yeah, we are actually into the gaming. We do VR gaming when we are gaming as well. Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe try that. What was I doing? If you use the electric bug zapper to put some electric in the hair, it did help. All right, okay. That's cool. I mean, you only got, I mean, I don't know what's on the circuit of a bug zapper. It's probably connected to a 9-volt battery. But through that plasma generator, that's got 240 volts going into it, and it's got some sort of transformer in there. What lifts the voltage right up to kilowatts? It's dangerous stuff. Mike's put the link up to the Discord if nobody knows about it, which I'm sure you all do. Click on it. That link will only last for a few hours to invite you in. Get the app on your phone or on your desktop. It's all free. And it's been a bit quiet just recently, but the chat is picking up again. There's loads of different topics. Happy Droid, sir. Hello. How are you doing? Check this out. I've got a little like bulb thing here. So that, can you see it going on? I'm not even, see it slightly lighting up. I'm not even touching the plasma ball. That's generating like ions, which is what you see it glowing orange slightly. I don't know if you can see that from where you are. Gone off, on, off, on. And that's what we're trying to aim for when we're in the rooms using like plasma and ions and static. I'll put this on the floor before I knock it over. Oh, I was going to contact you, Happy Droid. Everything can be explained with electrical vibration, sound. We are all energy. Yeah, I think it was actually Einstein as well, wasn't it? He's also said something about vibration. And my bottom gets touched when I take a pee. Water definitely causes activity. Sorry, I just brought a green tea up with me. Yeah, Happy Droid. I mean, I was going to talk about the man wave, but can you tell me the wireless energy theory? Yeah, I mean, that would also work. You know, the long tube lights, what you can get. If you stood underneath electrical pylons and just held that in the air, it would come on. It's everything's positively charged around. The link to that spectrograph, would you be able to send me it, Happy Droid? I want to look into it. I found it real interesting, the information you was putting up. Was it Brantingham Church? Was you, Ben? We've been there quite a few times. Nothing out the ordinary. No, I mean, we got a few EMF hits. We don't know what was creating them, and was taking some sound recordings. But yeah, other than that, I don't. It was really cold at one point. Jean, hello. How are you doing? Didn't Tesla also fall in love with his pigeon? Some people do call him the mad scientist, but a very, very clever guy. You love all this equipment. Well, if you go back to the beginning after this live, you'll see it again, Callum. Just watch it. They did apparently destroy Tesla's blueprints, but I reckon they kept them because they don't want people having free energy, do they? Why would they give it away for free when they can make money from it? Babsy, yeah, green tea, decaf. You've got water under your house, Stella. All right. Seems he was very ahead of his time. I actually made a Tesla ghost box. I don't know if I can reach it. I'm going to be attempting this because we've rewired it. Built this 8 years ago. It's only ever worked once, and I blew it up. I've shown you this before. It's kind of the instructions what were put out for like a glass jar radio by like a shrunken down version of Tesla's ghost radio thing, using modern day kind of resistors and things. I didn't want to do it in a glass jar. I wanted to be different, and I wanted to do it in wood. But it's got germanium diode in there, what reacts with light, which is why the crystal is in the top. That's why the crystal's in the top to let the light in, which will react with that germanium diode. So the antennas connect to this. I use the pancake copper. Anyway, I'll be trying that again soon because we rewired it because the variable capacitor, which is the one you turn on the bottom to tune it like a radio, I broke the original one. Don't know how I did it, but I did. And I blew up I bent out the germanium diode by holding the soldering iron to it for too long. And I also knackered the 3.5mm output, which you need to connect to your computer. So yeah, it's being redone a couple of years ago by Tony. Redid it with copper rather than just thin steel wiring. So that's ready to be tested. I keep forgetting though. I just put it away and forget it's there. But the first time we used it, we got voices through this what we could not explain. And I know a lot of people probably say, well, it's like an AM radio. We don't know. There was stuff what just didn't make sense. So we're going to be testing that again. Wanted to give the world free power. JP Morgan and Thomas Edison wanted to charge people for the power. Yeah, exactly, Badger. Convince him to pop up for you next time. Ben, yeah. I'm using a similar thing, but a much lower voltage for the spectrograph, almost like a speaker without a cone. Makes no sound. Transfer audio energy via EM fields. Is that like a piezo microphone? I've got a couple of them as well. All wireless electronics, everything we use today, invented my favorite. All right. Edison did screw him over. Yeah. High voltage is the wrong voltage. It's too high. Low frequency, 43 hertz or below is the secret sauce. Is it? Is it? I know. I don't know if you know, Apidroid. We've used different hertz when we go to different locations, and we have like a hertz generator. What it's on the mobile phone, but we Bluetooth it across to a speaker, which now it's going to be this kind of speaker. I don't know if you saw me when I held it up. That's like a Tesla coil plasma generator sort of thing. Actually creates sound. One of these, and it has a little needle in the top, and it creates electricity. It's the like the electricity, the plasma, what generates the sound, which also generates positive ions, which is just a theory of mine, but it may help something come through or manifest. I don't know. Just an idea. I come up with these stupid ideas now and again. But yeah, I was cycling through all the different hertz frequencies at the My Haunted Hotel. It was really flat until I did that. And then things were happening. So, you know, that vibration does wake up something. Maybe, like I said, the quartz crystals in the surrounding materials, the brickwork and things. Who knows? Low frequency, 43 hertz. Apidroid, I may be contacting you again at some point about this because I will forget. Donald Trump's uncle stole Tesla's papers. Energy weapons we have today, they're from Tesla's notes. I know they're saying they've developed like a cannon what fires like a frequency what can knock you unconscious. Yeah. Apidroid, it creates high frequency. And if you don't use the Bluetooth mode and just put it on electricity mode, you're getting these big pops all the time. So I did try it earlier using the frequency generator across to the Tesla kind of thingy plasma generator. And it was there, but it was hard to hear it, if you know what I mean. Hello, Naomi. Yeah, Apidroid, please do. Yeah, send some details via Messenger. I need to look at that spectrograph thing he was playing around with. I think it's the way forward. Read something today about 432 hertz music, but I can't remember that it was about or compare it. There's different. Let me get this right. Just give me a second. I want to get it bang on, so I don't want to give you the wrong frequency. So there's something called the God frequency. It is 963 hertz. Certain music use this, helps you to relax and everything. I think we've mentioned this before. I even did a video about different frequencies to help people heal. But his own stone forts, even a 3-ton door, you could spin open with one finger, worked at night. It would never tell how he lifted tons of stone. All right. Yeah, I know it is a theory. That's how they built the pyramids, but I don't know. Speakers cannot produce the optimal frequency range, so my research involves alternatives. The third element. Yeah. Yeah, we need to have a word about stuff like that, I think. You do like Ghost Tube. Naomi, no, don't use apps. Not like that anyway. They are just for entertainment. You know, you can get the different apps what do. For example, we use an app if you wanted to have white noise or to record a sound, but you're better off using a single bit of equipment what isn't linked to a mobile phone if you can. I know a lot of people do use mobile phones for various apps, but like to find ghosts as such, I don't agree with it. But I do agree with apps what are good for research. Like sound baths, my friends, does that feel good when listening to it? Yeah, they're hitting a certain frequency. A necrophonic? No. Naomi, the best bit of advice I can give you as an investigator, use equipment rather than a mobile phone for everything. The thing is with the mobile phone, they are just for entertainment. The necrophonic obviously generates words. It's got a word bank in it. They're not reliable. They're not. Don't do it. You know. I mean, if you want to talk to somebody about equipment, I don't know if he's still here, but Happy Droid Development, who's in the chat somewhere, he makes equipment. If you go over to, he's got a group on Facebook, some really, really cool equipment, and he's not expensive. You seen the guy that made the place with all the rocks and that giant stone gate? It's on a leverage. Fulcrum and fulcrums. Very interesting video. I haven't seen that. No, I haven't. App's job is to create noise. The ones which sound gibberish will likely just make you think it's a word. It's making a lot of random noise. It's very like the EVP or DVP. Yeah, and you got to remember those types of apps are designed to do that, and they are entertainment. And that I'll say that again. But as Happy Droid is saying, if it's generating a load of noise, it could be audio pareidolia you're experiencing, where you're perceiving that as a word, but if somebody else was to hear it, it'd be maybe a different word. You got to be careful. Yeah, it's just if there's a piece of equipment what can do it, get it rather than using a phone app. Granddad's got a noise box for sleeping. That sounds like the womb. But the spirit box absolutely hate the sound. It hurts your brain. There is various sounds what help me fall asleep actually. In rain, I like the sound of rain. I can play that. I could on the TikTok channel. I'll put it on a night because I like camping, outdoor camping and stuff. And when I'm in a tent and there's the rain coming down, that can send me to sleep. Raven, hello Tracy, how are you doing? I am well. I hope you're all right. I think some of the worst apps when they first came out was the ones what you could put a picture of a ghost in one of your pictures, and it was so fake, it was unbelievable. But people were passing them off as paranormal photographs. One of the easiest things to debunk. Then there was the one where it had a circle on it and it had a radar needle going round, and you'd get a blip, and it'd tell you where the ghosts were. I know people use them, but please just don't forget they are just for entertainment purposes, unless it's specifically designed to do something like just record sound or like Happy Droid's app, where it's for the mind wave, where it just flashes the red strobe. I can't remember the frequency. You could probably type it and tell you. You hit the pillow and it's chow time. CO. Yeah, I'm not like that all the time, to be honest. On another note, my wall's wonky. This is just like a backdrop. I know it's not straight. I've got loads of books and things behind there. I'm just covering the mess up, really. I should maybe tidy it up so I don't have to use the backdrop. That's a lot straighter than what it was, is it? No, it's that side. It's there. Is that what you're talking about? Cold Castle of Florida, Stonehenge. There was one picture of a small black box he had on top of a pulley system. All right. You love the sound of a fan. Yeah, I've heard that one before as well. You've got interior cameras that pick up orbs. Naomi, again, this is not to have a go at anything, but PSI is a scientific team, and we would rule that out as something explainable, some kind of backscatter. Tony tells me off for using that word, but that's what it is. That's what it's known as in for photography terms. It's like it's going to be some form of dust or lint particle. And when you leave your cameras rolling on a night, it's obviously in some form of infrared, and it shines an infrared light out, and that bounces back off that particle, creating the orb shape. We've never used orbs as paranormal evidence because it can be explained. I can tell you this, says Happy Droid, we can't actually detect ghosts. We can only assume based on unexplained activity. We literally have nothing in the world which is tangible evidence as detector. Exactly. I think some of the theories we're all going off is that if ghosts exist, they kind of emit some kind of static field or EM field. And the only way to detect them is with like meters and things, or if they create a sound. Well, don't get me wrong. Where was we live last? It was at the old mental asylum on Delapole site on, when was it? Sunday. It's being knocked down now anyway. Tony was so excited, he contacted me real late in the morning. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. So I've got an EVP, it's a Class A. You guys know there was only Tony and myself in that building. I know he wasn't there, but there was just me and him there. And we was all hearing things. You could hear it on the lav, but we couldn't hear it. But you was hearing it through our microphones. You was hearing voices, singing, banging, and we couldn't hear it because it was at a different frequency to what we could hear. Tony's playing his body cam footage back, and he hears this voice in it telling him to stop it, this male voice, and he's putting it in a video. and it's at the minute it's going through the other footage. I had my body cam on as well. I haven't even looked at it yet, to be honest. Oh no, Tracy, you've bent. My backdrop needs to be pink. You know what? I've got some stencils coming. I'll spray some stencils on. I'll do one in pink just for you, Naomi. Tracy, I'm sorry you've hurt yourself. You've badly burnt your arm. It's in a right mess. What you been doing? Our thoughts go out to you. So Mike's put the Discord link up. If you want to click on that, it's all free. Just join it. You can advertise your paranormal stuff, talk about your experiences and all sorts. There's just random stuff in there as well you can join in with. What do I feel about UFOs, Gene? I've seen things what I can't explain, and I would call them a UFO because that's what it means. It's unidentified. It doesn't mean it's alien in nature. It just means it's unidentified. It could be experimental military craft, what we're not meant to see, or it could be from another planet. I don't know, but I do believe that there is something. It'd be ignorant of me not to think that there is life on other planets because, you know, there's going to be somewhere. I'd like to think there was. We're going to be doing some some sky watches. We've only ever done one proper one. We're going to do another one on the East Coast, and we've got some equipment to film that with. We've got some good night vision cameras. The Sony ones, for some reason, pick up that better. They film it better than the others. You got footage of orb coming out of a mirror on your wall. It falls off the wall as it flies out. All right. Yeah, Naomi. Yeah, we don't mind having a look, but you know, we always explain orbs as something what is explainable. We don't think orbs are paranormal. I do believe that there's other light anomalies. We've seen all kinds of weird static pops we caught in a building on camera. That was on a Sony camera. You could hear the snaps as these lights appeared and disappeared. But orbs are explainable. But I have to say that we are a scientific team. Hot water from my shower. The temperature gorge has broken. Oh, nightmare. Tracy, I hope you get well soon. You need to get, or I mean, you're not daft, you've sorted it out, but yeah, it's a nightmare getting a burn. Spook lights, yeah, I've seen them sort of weird lights in Nottingham, was it Sherwood Forest? When I stayed at Centre Parks once, there was some weird lights floating through the trees. Couldn't explain it. Old abandoned railroad has a story of the roadmaster walking the tracks. We did investigation. We've seen a light. It was very strange. Was the voice that said hello at Delapole? Stella, I didn't hear one say hello. I know you'd left a message on a video, and I played it back quickly, but I need to put headphones on. But no, you guys were hearing noises, and we couldn't hear these noises. We don't know why. We're just presuming it was on a different kind of frequency to what our ears can hear. Common belief is ghosts is a form of energy, so hence the plethora of static or EM detection tools. Yeah. Problem is creating scientific environment and testing theory. It is a problem, yeah. Obviously, we don't have a laboratory conditions here where we are, but I know scientists have done it in a lab where they can explain pretty much everything. But some things I know they can't. All we can do is use the equipment, what we know about, and what our theories are to detect these energies. And, you know, that's all they are. That's all they are is theories, because nobody knows. We're not going to know what happens until we die ourselves. And then we might not even know what happens. Pug Woodgies. Pug Woogies. Is that right? Am I saying that right? I don't think I've heard of that saying before. The shops emit sounds only teenagers can hear. I don't know. I know certain shops use various tricks to get teenagers in. They'll put like flashing neon lights in the windows and things like that because for some reason kids are drawn to that. Bright colours. Your fiance thinks we are the aliens. You know what? To somebody else on another planet, we are aliens. We've had other old footage we debunked. There's cameras on top. The budgie cage. Right, yeah. Dust particles. I know a lot of people are into those orbs, but you know, over the years we've had thousands of orb photographs and we've debunked every one of them. It's not just about dust and that. You've got like your lens flares, your reflections, equipment failure. So many things what could create orbs, and that has been proven in a lab. Badger heard the knocks and bangs. We couldn't hear those. That was weird. You'll be fine. You've got a friend that's a nurse who's dressed it. Tracy, you know, if you can get chance and get down to A&E, you know, just go and get checked. Wouldn't want you to get any kind of infection or anything like that. Native American stories of creatures and spook lights. That's interesting. You heard a voice Stella saying hello. Hello, I'm Ben. It must have been one of you. No. I mean, you guys know what my voice sounds like, and I think you know what Tony's sounds like. And we was trying to stay quiet most of the time as you was watching it. You'll hear me say we're being quiet, and we was kind of whispering as well because we was aware that there was sounds in the building, but we couldn't trace them. Is that right, Gene? I didn't know. Hurts their ears so they don't hang around outside the shop. It's a deterrent. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, the older you get, the worse you hit. The worse your hearing gets. So if they're playing a frequency what we can't hear, just orbs and a light. That's when it's more interesting. We're the only species that ruin the planet. Everything else works with nature and makes it work in harmony. Naomi, yeah, I totally agree. I agree with you. It's got its own light source and it's a spook light. I've yet to see ball lightning. Has anybody witnessed ball lightning in person? I've seen it in videos and that, but you've got things like that, and obviously your gases what escape from the ground and all kinds of different things what could be creating stuff like that. All it takes is some kind of static charge to ignite that. You heard whispers. I heard singing. Don't know where the singing was coming from. Babsy, it was an interesting live. Such a shame the building has gone. Yeah, I know. But the woodland's still there. We are going back to the woodland. Tracy, thank you so much. You're very, very generous. And I've got something for you, Tracy, what I forgot to give you the other night. Golf clap. Tracy, you're awesome. Thank you. As a spirit have spoken, I have heard some things in my ear, and when you turn, you think, did I just hear that, or was it the wind? I always look for an explanation. Well, we both do. That's what we do as investigators. Yeah, Tracy, Raven, we do appreciate it. I've give the clap. They heard a voice in your ear, not on equipment. I didn't realise until I went over the video. You see, I have yet to go over my camera through the footage, and I don't know where I've put it. I've got equipment lying about all over the place. Here it is, still in my bag. So that is a 4K body cam. These are professional cameras. Pay a little bit more for these. Take it off that. So that's what we was using. So the footage you're going to be seeing is from that. But the first time we went, I used my Canon, which is a really good camera as well. And I haven't even checked that. And that will show more of the building. But since going back, they'd removed that part of the building that had gone. So we've only got half the building on the body cam. But on the Canons, we've got all the building. I'd have what? Just a whisper, but clear as hell. I've reviewed it 1,000 times. Was that on your footage or our footage at our Spookfest? If it was on ours, can you make a note of it underneath the video, and then I can obviously check it out. And the only thing what spoils it is the signal on these lives. I mean, we was in a building, and there's 3 levels to this building. Yeah, Raven, please do, keep us updated with that. I know you've obviously got Tina's details. If you let Tina know, because we'll worry about you. So on these lives, it's obviously off my mobile phone, and there's 3 levels, but it's solid concrete. So you're watching it like through this basically, and the signals, because of the concrete, it's a bit choppy in places, bit pixelated now and again, which is a shame. But there's not a lot we can do. I mean, this is 5G as well, this phone, but I don't think we've got many 5G antennas in the area. You will. Excellent. Thank you. Babs, get yourself another green tea. God, I've been rabbiting on for like 58 minutes. That's a Yorkshire term if you're from the States. So, yeah, we've got a lot of things to be getting on with. I still need to try the camera, what I'm putting outdoors, to do like a Skywatch. I want it linked to this computer, but I don't know if that's going to happen. It might have to link to my mobile, so it'll be triggered by motion sensor on a night, which isn't ideal, but it'll still record. For those of you that are interested in like UFOs and UAPs, I've got that to do. I've got to look through my footage, both cameras. That's going to take ages. There's never enough hours in a day, and then I've got to go to work. That's my old phone. I've just found my old mobile phone. I'll be able to set it up to that, I think, and record onto that. But I know not everybody's into, like, obviously UFOs and things, but it is part of the paranormal field where we research that as well. Skywatch is cool. Sometimes nothing happens. Most times nothing happens. Just like investigating a haunted building. But you get to look at some cool sky, star constellations, and every now and again you'll probably even see the satellites floating past. Thanks for being you. Yeah, so that is what we've got planned for the minute. I was going to put the Van de Graaff generator on. So I had this running at East Drive. I had it running in Derby Jail. And I think I had it running at the Old Nick Theatre. I can't remember about that one. But, you know, just to generate that static. So, yeah, if you remember, or if you can't remember everything I've talked about, watch this live again and it'll go through some of the equipment. Get yourself some. It's not expensive, what we've spoke about. Definitely do a Skywatch, Badger. Cool. There was an accident near where I live, and every time I walk by, I used to think to myself, I hope they made it to heaven. Voice in my ear said, I made it. All right. Yeah. You know, if you're religious and that's what you think, then that I hope that's what happened. I did make it to heaven. There is a thing here, though, Stella. I'm just going to double check these numbers. I know there was a passage in Old Testament what spoke about how many souls could fit in heaven. And I just found it a bit interesting because obviously I've got a religious background. I can't find the answer. I've gone through it all. There's loads of stuff on the internet if you have a look. Yeah, there's different numbers coming up. I did read it. That was a certain amount. I think it was something like 44 or 144,000. But here's a bit of a thing for you, Stella. If that is right, I'm not sure it is. Only 144,000 souls can get into heaven. What about everybody else? Are they regenerated, reborn? Just a theory. It's not my theory. I look for UFOs all the time. In 5 years, one video of something I can't explain flying over. I've seen 5 UFOs. No, it wasn't normal. You come in north anytime. Possibly. We are actually, well, we're northeast, aren't we? God has many mansions. Good answer. I'm not sure which branch it is that believes that number, Stella. It is once you start with Google, it is never ending, Gene. I have heard that somewhere before, and I wanted to find the exact passage because most of my books are theological books, and I can't find it in there, which is why I typed it in Google. I need a bigger bookshelf if anybody's got one they don't want. Your dad once, and it was very relaxing. Okay, I'm glad you had a good experience, SR Spookfest. Yeah, you did tell me before about that, yeah. Well, it's good that you're back to be able to speak with us. North East, Gene. Whereabouts? East Yorkshire. There's a blue pill for that. Yeah. We've got a few from the around the area we are. I think Stella's one of them. Badger isn't that far. Mike's more closer to near London, I think, somewhere. And we've got, I can't remember who it is who lives near in York, which is only an hour's drive from here. You had an experience like he's pulled out your body, you heard a pop sound. That is weird. You nearly drowned and found yourself relaxing. Newcastle. Ah, right, okay. Not that far from us. A couple of hours drive. So Tony and I have got one of the worst Yorkshire accents going. We're from Hull. It's not spelt U-double-L, it is H-U-double-L. It's just the way we say it. Say a place and I can tell you how long it'd take me to get there. Whereabouts here again, Badger? Are you? Is it? It's not Badger. That's near Lincoln, is it? No, I'm thinking of the wrong person. Virginia. How long would it take you to walk to Virginia? Just down the road from where Harold Shipman practiced. All right. You just remember looking up through the water, seeing the sun, not being scared. Yeah, I mean, those are, must be amazing experiences. I've always thought if a device can detect a ghost, then what's that device detecting, says Matt. If we know what's detecting, we can build ghost detecting devices. Well, that's it. They're all just theories, what people and us are coming out with. Nobody truly knows, which is why some say static, some say positive ions, like me. Some say EM, electromagnetic energy. Some form of radiation, some form of infrared, which is on that spectrum of EM, I suppose. Parasolo, hello. I have heard of Harold Shipman, the doctor, yes. May he rot in hell. I mean, he was getting away with it for so long. Very similar to that doctor in America. I can't think of the American doctor's name. I think all the UK would have heard of him. Says Gene. We have birds, and sometimes they seem like getting head scratches and animals seem to be aware of spirits, says SR Spookfest. Well, I know dogs and cats are meant to be, aren't they? They're meant to be able to see and hear better than we can. Hello, Lisa. Just saw you jumping in there. So yeah, my next mammoth task is going through the footage. I haven't spoke to Tony for a few days, so I don't know how far he got through it. He said he was putting a video together. So yeah, I don't know. I need to catch up with Tony. Oh, I believe one of our moderators is unwell, still in A&E. Rachel, she's done something to her hand. She's been sat there all day. I know she was waiting 2 or 3 hours before she even spoke to a triage nurse. So we wish Rachel all the best in her recovery as well. Hope she gets well soon. What's the next place we're going to visit? I don't know exactly which one's first. There's a few places we do want to go. Yeah, she's not on the live, Babsy. I know Tina's been talking to her. So one of the you've probably heard My Haunted Hotel have expanded again to Liverpool to mansion, hoping to get in there before it becomes very popular. Investigate there. We're thinking about going back to the ancient Ramin. If we do, we will maybe invite 2 or 3 people to meet us there. Obviously, there will be a charge to help us cover the cost, but it's worth it. So there's that to think about. Watching you, as you know, what you see or hear is genuine. Yeah. We have faked videos to people to prove that's how it's being done, but we always let you guys know if that's what we're doing. It would be awesome, SR Spookfest. It's just on the back burners at the minute. It's not for definite. Winter Hill. I don't think I did look it up. I do. I've got a terrible memory, Stella. I have been given a book by Rachel. I saw her. We all went out for a dinner. I think it was last week, and was it this week? I can't remember. And Rachel got me this book. I think it says everything. So Rachel bought me that because she knows I've got a terrible memory. Along with some really insulting pens to say some bad stuff on them. Yeah, Tracy, thank you very much. I'll tell her that you said that. I'll say it again. If you come to England, you've got a place to stay. Yeah, SR Spookfest. Get on over to England. So how far, Mike, is the ancient ram from where you are? Are we going totally the wrong direction? Got to talk to the wife. I understand. I really do. Yeah. So anyway, it's been cool. It's been cool chatting and catching up with everybody. I do hope you get better, Tracy, as well. I know burns can last for ages, can't they? Take ages to heal. England is steeped in history. It certainly is. Most places don't like you in investigating. If you tell them that you investigate paranormal activity, they'll look at you funny, or they somewhat want to charge you a complete fortune to get entry. southeast, but you can drive anywhere. Is that? Oh. Yeah, you're further down than we are, aren't you? Tracy, thank you. I do appreciate it. See, I can do these golf claps when I haven't got my hands full. Yeah, Tracy, please do keep us updated. Just obviously let Tina know, because I think you speak to her through Messenger, don't you? No, thank you, Tracy. Rochester. So, yeah, see, Mike, I think you're a couple of hours drive away from us. So yeah, I mean, if we do that, we can sort something out. Can you drop Matt a burger off, please? He'll pay petrol money. SR Spookfest, thank you as always. Please get over to SR Spookfest channel, click on his name there, and you'll see his channel, watch his videos. Gene, have you developed that Newcastle accent? Excellent, Tracy. See, my partner's dad, like my father-in-law, he's from that neck of the woods, and he left Newcastle area when he was 4 years old, and he still kind of got that accent. Wouldn't Mike go straight down? I don't know, Babsy. My geography is pants. It really is. I'd have to look at a map to be able to answer that. Maybe closer for Mike, yeah. Or isn't the Ram in further up? I'm going to Google it now. I'm intrigued. Talking about flight distances here. Wow. Where's my maps? Mike, I don't think it's that far looking at this. I ain't got the exact numbers. Yeah, that's Babsy. Babsy's from Gloucester. Is it Gloucester or Kent? You're a bit mashed, but mostly southern. 3-hour drive. Is that all, Mike? Wow, it took us 5 hours from where we are. But we did stop for an hour. We drove for 2 hours, stopped for some food and a drink, and then carried on. We are seriously thinking about doing it again. You live from where, a few miles from where Coronation Street is filmed. You know what? I don't watch Corrie anymore. I did when I was a kid. I haven't watched it for years. Gloucester and Swindon. Right. Cool. It's only 5 or 6 hours drive from Rochester to Newcastle. Right. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you to Tracy, which is Raven. She's always supporting us, and I hope you get better soon. Thanks to all the moderators that are here. We'll contact Rachel to find out how she's doing. Need to get some videos up as well, which I am working on, but it's hard with work as well. So hopefully we'll see you again soon, with the weather getting good. Good night, everybody. Good night, Stella, Jean, Raven. You as well, Raven. Have a good rest of the week. Callum as well. Thank you for coming. It's our Spook Fest. Thank you, sir. See you all again real soon. Take care for now.